What's going on, guys? One Chance Gaming back here with the weekly podcast. I'm actually recording this on Saturday, so this will hopefully be out either Saturday night or Sunday day. If it looks a little bright, I'm actually recording this during the day. I normally record these at night, that's why it normally looks a little darker. So if it's all super bright and the lighting looks weird, that's why. Just because I am recording this during the day here on Saturday. So before I get into everything, make sure to, if you like the content and want to keep up with the podcast and things like that, make sure to like and then hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. And I normally try and get it out on Fridays. Normally ends up being Sundays. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So for this week, we started on the 25th. We actually got our first batch of Moments cards. So in that, there were a couple of decent cards. We got a Diamond Miles Turner, who was one of the, I would say probably A tier, maybe high B tier of centers that we have currently. The one big thing with him is no bullet passer. So you do have to do a lot of calling your ball handler back to him if he's not but he's really good on pick and pop, plays good interior defense, not bad speed and things like that. And then the budget cards we got on that update actually weren't terrible. So we got an Amethyst Miles Bridges. If you know the Sapphire Miles Bridges from Domination, he's got the same jump shot. Again, a really good card. He's just a little undersized. That's why I haven't been running him personally. But I would say he's probably more at the 3, things like that. And then the card that everybody kind of talked about a little later on eventually ended up being the Amethyst Spencer Dinwiddie we got. So he's not necessarily the greatest defender. It's more so the fact that he's 6'6", and for some reason on this year's game, point guards set really good screens. So a lot of people have been running him at their point guard and using him as like their roll man or their pop man. Very interesting strategy I've seen kind of here lately, but it seems like Spencer Dinwiddie is actually being used, and he's actually not a bad value for what he's going for. And then another card we got was a Ruby Jaylen Green. For the Ruby Jaylen Green, he plays similar to Gerald Green cards that we normally get every year. Can shoot, can dunk the ball really well, mediocre defense, things like decent jump shot, things like that. Obviously, if you guys ever want full or more complete breakdowns as far as stats, animations, things like that, go ahead and go over to the TikTok. The TikTok has each card that we get throughout the week broken down. And then the next set of things we got was our normal Tuesday set. We got a primetime set. Set was kind of underwhelming, but it had some bright gems. So the headliner of it was Pistol Pete. For the Pistol Pete card, okay card, not great defensively, but he did get Ray Allen base, which was a big thing. I personally don't prefer Ray Allen base on a point guard. I prefer it more on a shooting guard. Just more of like a catch and shoot jump shot for me rather than off the dribble. But it seems like he's really well. People have been really enjoying that card. One of the top point guards in the game for sure. We also got a Diamond Tobias Harris. Not bad. Big frame. Lacks some badges, lacks some stats. Again, with these primetime sets, it's either you get like a budget card, maybe occasionally you get a higher tier card that works out. But the primetime sets, because they're just smaller sets, they're only 4 cards normally, we don't really expect too much out of these Tuesday sets. The other card we got was Alex English, Amethyst. Card's bad. I don't even know if I could call him a dollar store Carmelo, because I feel like it's a little disrespectful to Carmelo. Just doesn't have the right badges, doesn't have the right stats. Has Carmelo's jump shot and kind of similar six. That's why he's compared to Carmelo. But all in all, not necessarily the greatest card that we've normally gotten. Another card we got that was actually kind of interesting is we got a Ruby Rj Barrett. Haven't played with the card too much, but from everything I've heard, he's really good. He also got Rudy Gay's jump shot. And if you've played 2K in past years, you know Rudy Gay's jump shot's actually a really good and fairly consistent jump shot. So we got that. He's got decent dunking stats, things like that. Again, kind of mediocre on defense, but I mean, he's tall. He's got a decent wingspan. Can play shooting guard. So all in all, it's a really good budget card. It was more of a budget card type of week in my mind. And then that would be Wednesday, we got another Moments card. And this card is actually, a lot of people have been arguing it's one of the more, it started to move up the ranks of point guards. Definitely probably an A tier, maybe a high B tier card. And that is Amethyst Dejante Murray. Not necessarily going to be somebody that you were 3 hunting with. For a lot of people, but he plays really good defense. He's 6'4", got a good wingspan. He plays really good defense. I don't know if it's Drew Holiday level defense, because Drew Holiday just plays annoying defense, and I hate playing Drew Holiday every time I see him. But for Dejante Murray, he still plays that really good defense. He's got a good 3-ball on him. Like in all, like for you budget guys, he's definitely worth the pickup, in my opinion, because he's a very good card. I've always liked Dejante Murray cards. Just with the point guards I have right now, I'm not really worried about it. And then on Thursday, we actually got content every day this week. So on Thursday, we got a little bit of a tease for the Friday promo. I'll go over that in a minute. And then we also got the preview to limited And if you won that, you got a gold Joakim Noah for Joakim Noah night. As Bulls fans know, we played the Knicks, and so they ended up, because Joakim Noah was being honored at that, I guess my team decided to do some sort of event where you win the limited preview thing against the AI, and you get a gold Joakim Noah card. So the gold Joakim Noah, not a great card, obviously, it's a gold card. He's actually got more speed than I think most people thought he would get. He ended up getting 69 speed for a gold card. It's actually not bad, especially for a center. Also got some 90 interior defense. So again, for like gold cards, not necessarily going to be a card that you're running in like an actual lineup or things like that. Maybe if you're lineup glitching, you throw them at the end of the bench just in case. Or you use them for kind of how I use the gold Yao Ming currently, which is for that triple threat offline to lower your overall. So you can kind of just sit there and he'll play good defense and things like that. Now, the Friday promo. We got a little bit of it teased on Thursday. So what happened is they started out, they tend to go lowest tier, higher tier, right? So we got a screenshot of all of the Ruby cards. And then like an hour or so later, we got all the Amethysts. And then an hour or so after that, we got all the Diamonds. And then a little after that, we got announced the headliner, right? So for this set, I'll start with Sapphires and we'll work our way up. So the big thing to know with this set is, I didn't explain this in every TikTok just because I didn't want to have to repeat myself, but each player got 2 versions released, right? So version 1 was the regular card, regular stats, all that. The other version has like a face mask on, like the ones Rip wears is the easiest way to describe it. And that one came with gold blinders, and for a couple of cards, it changed tendencies. It didn't change, like stats were the same, things like that. The only thing it really would change is blinders, and most cards couldn't get blinders if they didn't have the mask on, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then some cards, not every card, because a lot of cards are just identical other than the blinders badge. But some cards also ended up getting like a slight tendencies change. So the first card we got for the Sapphires was Zildjian Ilgauskas, Big Z. Card's not terrible. He's not great. I've run into him a couple times in triple threat. If you know his shot, it's green. Like, he's got a high enough 3-ball and things like that. It's a good shot. He's 7'3". He's not 25 speed, so he's a little bit quicker than that. Not much, but a little bit quicker. And then, yeah, mediocre, not really great defensively, but he's a budget stretch guy that can shoot at least. The next card we got was Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes is okay stat-wise. Didn't get the greatest jump shot. His jump shot's bad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. His jump shot's bad. It's slow. It doesn't feel natural coming out of his hand. It's kind of weird, like where the timing is, things like that. I don't like his jump shot at all. Definitely was looking, when I saw we got Harrison Barnes, I thought maybe he would make like my budget team, because I have obviously the no money spent team, and then I have kind of like a budget team I used to mess around, because I don't want to sweat and unlimited like it's 250k. But he doesn't make that team just because his jump shot's bad. Like I need something that I can shoot consistently and know where it is. Another card we got was Sapphire Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin is power forward center eligible. This card, he has only a 72 3-ball. But once you figure out the timing and you have like floor general, or you have like a coach, like for me, I have the Diamond Steph coach now. So he gets that +5. So it's a decent shot to where it's figured out to be timed. And he's also got a set shot. I'm trying to figure out what set shot is. What set shot is it? Set shot 7. So set shot 7 doesn't look like a set shot to me, at least when I shoot it. It feels almost, especially with his hands, it feels almost Draymond-y in that, like, it looks kind of like that backpack jump shot where he, like, his feet are out, but he's arched, like, it literally looks like he's shooting with a backpack on. Don't mind the dog. She's over here playing because it's daytime. So the Ruby cards we got, the first one I'll go over is Russell Westbrook. For Russell Westbrook, the big thing is he's quick. A lot of the Ruby cards, actually, I think are going to be really good value cards for you guys, especially you no money spent guys, because he's got 93 speed. The thing with Russell Westbrook is he got a true Russell Westbrook card, and then he's only got a 63 wall. With a 63 wall, it's not consistent. I need my point guard to be able to at least pull. I need the threat of him being able to pull off of that shot. I don't trust Russell Westbrook to do that. And also, the only shooting badge he got was lucky number 7. Other than, obviously, the blinders of the mask one, right? His jump shot, I've always liked Russell Westbrook's jump shot. And it was more 2K19 I tend to use his cards just because his jump shot, you know exactly where to release it. Like, just with how his jump shot is, you know exactly where to release it and you feel confident in it. It's just the 3-ball is not high enough for me to be confident from pulling from the top. The next card we got was personally my favorite budget card out of this set, and that's the Ruby Derrick Rose. The Ruby Derrick Rose, for whatever reason, plays phenomenally well for me. I don't know why. He dunks the ball well. He does everything that a normal Derrick Rose card would do. Like the diamond, he does basically everything I need him to do that he would do on the diamond. It's only a 73 3-ball, but obviously with my coach, he's at 78. He had some floor general to that and stuff, and eventually he can get it in the 80s and he's fine, right? And that, for some reason, Derrick Rose's jump shot this year, just the timing on it makes more sense than it has in previous years. An 85 driving dunk, obviously you can get that up to 90s and he'll contact everybody. 93 speed, again, another card that's really quick for a budget card. The defense is a little lackadaisical because he doesn't have clamps or anything. He's only got 75 perimeter. But again, just the athleticism kind of makes up for that. And obviously he's not normally guarding ball for me, so it doesn't really matter, right? The other card we got, who's actually more expensive than I thought he was going to be, for the mass one, is Ruby LeBron James. So I knew LeBron was going to be expensive because it's LeBron. I didn't expect him to be as expensive. He's been like 20 to 30K for the mass one. It's ridiculous. But he does have like a 75 3-ball, 80 driving dunk, 88 speed, which is actually really good. I didn't think he was going to get as good of a speed. And 85 perimeter. Doesn't come with clamps, but you can add clamps to him, which is huge. And he does have the normal LeBron jump shot. He has the LeBron SIGs, the LeBron layup package, the LeBron dunk package, all that stuff. This card actually plays really, really well. You can get away with playing him at the 4 if you're a budget guy because he does have 80 rebounding. He just doesn't have any hot zones from 3, which is unfortunate. But all in all, I think it's a really good card. Once his price goes down a little bit. Obviously, not paying 30K for a Ruby card just isn't worth the budget. Now, for the Amethyst guys we got, again, it seems like we're getting a lot of budget versions of cards we've already gotten, which is kind of weird. Because like LeBron, this is now, what do we have now? We've got 5 versions technically, because you've got the 2 signatures, you've got the current series, and then you've got this one, and you've got the Sapphire that we got at the beginning. So it's kind of weird that we already have as many LeBrons as we do, but that's a whole nother story if it keeps happening. For the Ruby, or for the Amethyst, like I was talking about, the first one we got that was kind of was we got Amethyst Building and Beer. So for this card, he's a good stretch guy. He has an 85 3-ball default. Also gets gold catch and shoot, which is big. A little bit under 70 speed, so obviously probably want to put some kind of speed suit on him. 88 interior, which is good. So he's a good pick and pop center. His jump shot's bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Jump shot it's his default jump shot and it's bad. It's very weird to time. He's got a weird hitch to it. It's really hard to tell that release point. So all in all, I would stay away from this card. I feel like there's better stretch centers. Josh Smith, again, I understand Josh Smith doesn't have the 3-ball, doesn't have the badges. Josh Smith just plays better for me, and I know Josh Smith's jump shot better than I know Bill Ambier's. The other card we got was a Amethyst Kyrie Irving. So for Kyrie, 85 3-ball, which is a little weird. Obviously can't dunk the ball. The fact that he only has 85 speed is kind of weird to me. I figured he'd be at like 90, especially with the other cards that we got. And then the big problem with Kyrie, other than he can't get clamps, obviously, is he still has like his jump shot. He has his SIGs, which his SIGs are decent, but he still has that Kyrie Irving layup package. The Kyrie Irving layup package drives me nuts. I hate it. It's all these unnecessary acrobatic layups that are just terrible. Like, you know how we used to avoid the Jordan package for whatever, like for every reason, because he would do this stupid scoop whatever thing that Jordan used to do? Kyrie's layup package does so many unnecessary, like acrobatic, just random animations trying to avoid contact when there's nobody there, and it gets you chased down all the time. It drives me nuts. The other card we got was an Amethyst Chris Paul. Honestly, did not expect to get another Chris Paul, because like I said, this is now the 4th Chris Paul. So we've got the Diamond Chris Paul, the Amethyst one we just got, the Ruby one in the current series, and then the Emerald from the base set. So we already have 4 Chris Pauls, which is, I actually am kind of surprised that we got that many Chris Pauls this early. The good thing with Chris Paul, though, Chris Paul I think is probably the best out of the Amethyst that we got. 86 3-ball, but he's got 90 speed, 90 perimeter defense. He comes with gold clamps, which is huge, in my mind at least. He's got his jump shot, which his jump shot is not, I like Chris Paul's jump shot a lot. He has his own SIGs, but the problem is with this Chris Paul is he, for some reason, also has the Kyrie Irving layup package. Why? I don't know why we're getting so many cards that have the Kyrie Irving layup package. I don't know why this is such a common theme. Like, just scrolling through, there's so many cards that don't need a Kyrie Irving layup package that have it. But I mean, for him at least, you're more confident in his ability to play defense. He's, for some reason, quicker with the ball. like just all in all, I feel like this card out of all the ones that we got, he's the better one to have as far as the Amethyst cards we got. Because I trust him more than I trust that Kyrie. I trust both the guards more than I trust that Bill Laimbeer. I hate that Bill Laimbeer. Now, for the diamond cards, we actually got some pretty ones. We'll start with the worst one. We got a diamond Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning has a 73 ball. He has set shot 17, which seems like that's the default jump shot bigs get this year. Because Mutombo's got that one, Wilt's got that one, different things like that, right? So, not necessarily quickest center. Decent defensively. He's got Hoff rim and things like that. Hoff pogo, Hoff intimidator. Why this card would need blinders, I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, with the 73 ball, you add floor general. That's, if you have floor general, that's a 74 3 ball. You had a coach, say it's a diamond coach, that's a 79 3 ball. Like, there's different ways, especially because he does have hot zones in the corners. So if you're shooting in the corners, he should be fairly okay. And then we'll go for the next card, which is going to be Jason Terry. Jason Terry is kind of a hit or miss card. I bought Jason Terry when he first came out. I don't know if it's just my dribbling on this game, because I was so used to 21 dribbling, because I adapted from the 20 dribbling to the 21 dribbling, and then now trying to go back to a kind of 20-ish dribbling is weird. But Jason Terry, I just couldn't get him open for some reason. From everybody I've seen, though, he seems like a really good card. You're not dunking with the card. He's very much a 3-hunting card, but 95 speed, mediocre defense, 93 3-ball, though. Can't dunk. You can add clamps to him. The good news is with this card is you can basically add almost every badge in the game to him. You can't upgrade a couple of badges, but he does also have quick off first step, which is a big one. You can add clamps to him. You can add interceptor to him. You can't add blinders to the default one, but he does come with Hoff mismatch expert. You can upgrade his chef. You can upgrade his limitless. Different things like that. And his jump shot is that jump shot 22, which is the Jimmy Butler, Chris Mullin, that jump shot. I think that's part of the reason I didn't like him, is just because I don't like that jump shot on point guards. It just doesn't fit me well. I need quicker, like 98 type jump shots on my point guards, rather than that's more of like an off-ball shooter to me. And then the last diamond card we got, which is personally my favorite diamond card, because he's my favorite card pretty much every year. And that is Rj Kirilenko. So Rj Kirilenko, surprisingly, the funny thing about Rj Kirilenko is when we got the Twitter notification, we were getting AK tomorrow, right? When we got the notification on Thursday, I went back to the 20. I went to 2KDB, went to the 21 set, and then looked at that Amethyst card we got for the first go around last year, right? And I predicted almost like half of Rj Kirilenko stuff, like jump shot, 3-pointer, like just basically going off of that card. It's pretty, because 2K tends to, if they release a card at a similar point in the year, they tend to have similar stats, similar animations, right? So for this card, he does have the base 29. He doesn't have 98, which is unfortunate. But base 29 is still I don't know if I call it a top tier jump shot, but it's a top half jump shot. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's good, right? This card, from everything I've seen, plays defense. Like, he sits constantly. Personally, I would run him at your 4, because his hot zones are in the corners, and he can't really handle the ball or anything, so I would run him at your 4. I just imagine like him, ML Carr, or even like him, ML Carr, and Scotty is going to be annoying. Just because of how well they all play defense. But yeah, I think, so, theoretically, right? If you go with like IT, ML Carr, Scotty, AK, Josh Smith, that's probably the best defensive lineup you can make in this game right now. Or at least one of. Just the switchability, the defense, the perimeter ability, things like that. And for AK, the big thing that he has over like a Josh Smith or an ML Carr is he can get sniper. You can add sniper to him. And you can upgrade most of his defensive badges. I mean, granted, there's not really much you need to add, besides maybe like a hustler. And if you kind of want to be annoying, you can add a couple of Hall of Fame like defensive badges to him. Like a Hoff Intimidator, Hoff Menace, Hoff Interceptor, things like that. But I mean, all in all, I think this card is great defensively. He can switch. So for that automatic switch that 2K has a tendency of doing this year, he can guard the inside. I mean, you're probably going to need to add a shoe to him to guard the inside as well. But he's got an 80 interior defense off the bat. So I think all in all, this card does need like a sniper, quick first step, both pretty expensive. Does need posterizer as well. Because the one thing they ended up doing to this card that I didn't really expect is he only got a 67 driving dunk. So definitely with coaches and stuff, he'll be in the mid 70s. If you want to add a shoe to him, he can get like close to 80. So he'll be fairly close to contact dunks, but maybe not quite there. But still, I mean, my favorite card every year. So obviously I'm going to hype up AK till the day I die. He plays so well for me. He plays perfect. And then the last cards we got, so the one that we got announced on Twitter, because we only got one pick diamond announced on Twitter, was we were getting Kevin Durant. This card, I don't know if people have just been sitting on MT since we started, but this card's been so expensive, it's annoying. Like, the masked one was going for like 1.4 yesterday. Pretty much all day. Normally it's like the first card on the auction house goes for like 300K more than everything else. No. Kevin Durant was consistently going for like 1 to 1.4 million for no reason. He's still up around that price, actually, for the masked one. It's like a 300K difference between masked and unmasked for Kevin Durant. But, I mean, Kevin Durant, they actually gave the card a little bit better stats than I thought they would. The big thing is he also got Hoff Sniper, so every white he's going to make. He also gets a 93 3-ball, 85 driving dunk, 90 speed on Kevin Durant. I didn't expect that to be that much. 86 perimeter. The one thing is he does get clamps, which is amazing. You can't up it though, it's at silver. Definitely need to add like an interceptor to him and things like that, but it's addable. That's the big thing, is badges are addable to this card. Like he's going to need a posterizer badge. Unfortunately can't get chef, but I mean, he's got gold limitless spot up. You probably need to up his bullet passer, it's only bronze, but like he's got gold quick first step. He's going to need interceptor, but he's got clamps, which is huge. He's got intimidator, which is huge. Like, just different badges that this card needs. He's also got the Kevin Durant jump shot. It's only on normal, which I think for current gen is probably better. Next gen, not so much. But he's also, for some reason, he's got shift dribble style. I didn't expect him to get a good dribble style this early in the year. I just didn't. Just because it's the tendency of 2K for the first Kevin Durant. The first Kevin Durant's normally underwhelming. He just goes for so much because it's Kevin Durant. But this card's actually really good. And then the other card we got in packs was kind of, I don't know if it was a troll or what with 2K, but they gave us a pink diamond Dolph Shays. I think for all the hate that people talked on Dolph Shays about the NBA 75, I don't know if it was just coincidence that he happened to be in packs right after that came out. But this card's good. Like, he's an undersized center, but he reminds me a lot of Wayne Embry from last year, right? He's got hot zones all along the 3-point line besides top of the key. He's got 89 speed as a center. 88 3-ball as a center. 85 driving dunk. The man gets Hoff catch and shoot. His playmaking badges are kind of like he doesn't get quick first step, which is unfortunate. Doesn't get unpluckable. Definitely need to add bullet passer to him is the one thing I will say. But defensively, he's already got Hoff rebound. He's got gold box. You're definitely going to need to add like a clamps, interceptor, maybe an off-ball pass to him. Like there's a couple of badges you need to add, but he's got most of the badges you need. And like some of the more expensive ones you can't get anyway. Like you can't get quick first step. He already comes with sniper. He's already got gold sniper. Like, and the best part, he's got base 38 as a big. Like this guy can shoot. It's ridiculous. Like, and this is another card that's like a 250K difference between the masked and unmasked. Mainly probably because he looks really weird with a mask. Because like his mask is an old mask because he literally looks like it's a really bad football mag helmet almost. But that card's really, like, he's a top tier center in the game. Even if you play him at the 4, like, he's a top tier big in the game, regardless. Now, the one thing I will say that's weird, this is kind of where I expected Kevin Durant to go, is we got a lock-in for this set. So each side, so the masked players, you lock in all the masked players, you get the masked version. You lock in all the unmasked players, you get the unmasked version, right? So I figured Kevin Durant would be that login, right? Or lock-in. Wow, not login, lock-in. Or maybe even Dolph Shays just because of how juiced they made Dolph Shays, right? No. Instead, they made it the one guy who, for masked players, comes to mind immediately. They made it Rip. Why we got Rip as a lock-in, I don't understand. If 2K wanted money, they would have put Kevin Durant as the lock-in and souped him just a little bit more, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Rip's a good card. Plays good defense, almost 90 speed, 92 3-ball. Got a ton of shooting badges. Like the locked-in one's got Hoff blinders. Like, it's a good card. Don't get me wrong. But nobody, like, unless you're a content guy, nobody's locking in for Rip. Like, I would have thought it would be maybe not Kevin because they want Kevin to sell packs. So maybe Dolph Shays and juice Dolph Shays a little bit more, right? But the fact that you made it rip, nobody's locking in for that. Like, nobody. Unless you're a content guy or, like, like some of the Twitter guys that just have every card in the game because they collect everything, right? Those guys are going to be the only ones locking in for that. Nobody else is locking in for that. Nobody else is like, oh, I have to have Rip on my team. No, because he's a 6'6" shooting guard. Like, that card's going to be outdated in a month. Not even. Like, and he's already got cards that are comparable. Like, I mean, like, Kobe's at least somewhat comparable. You can get away with using Kobe instead of locking in 2 million MT at least for a Rip Hamilton. Like, I just, sometimes, like, 2K does things right, but then at the same time you wonder who's in charge of their marketing and who's in charge of figuring out what cards to lock in and what cards not. Because, like, I feel like that's not a card that's worth the lock in. So that is all the cards we got this week. The other thing I want to talk about is we got limited requirements this week, which are, as per usual, 2K being lazy, right? So you can use up to 2 Pink Diamond players. For that, just your 2 highest tier cards max out at Pink Diamond, right? You can get 1 Amethyst, 1 Ruby player. And then it's 1 Amethyst, 2 Ruby players. Sorry, 2KDB had it wrong. And then the rest of the players have to be gold. So essentially what 2K is telling you is what I tell you every week. Run a 5-man. Don't waste the contracts. Just run a 5-man. Get it over with. Because most people aren't going to stay past the first quarter. Most people probably won't stay till halftime. Occasionally you'll get guys like I had this week where I played full games and stuff like that. But all in all, it's not worth it. I think this is, again, one of the longer times. For some reason, it seems like the second or third week of the season is when I have my longest time getting a ring. I think I played 4 or 5 games and finally got it in the middle. But, I mean, I was using a pretty basic lineup. I think it was Isaiah Thomas, and then I had Desmond Mason because I was doing some XP, or I wasn't doing XP, I just like his jump shot. And then I had Cam Reddish, Jeff Green, my 3 was Cron Butler because I want to try out Cron Butler. That's right. And then I used Jeff Green and Josh Smith. Josh Smith will always be my Amethyst just because I don't have a lot of bigs on my roster, so Josh Smith will always be it. But yeah, it took a little bit longer than I thought, but all in all, wasn't terrible. But yeah, so that was my limited experience. The last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is 2K actually decided to have like an event for Triple Threat this weekend, right? So for Triple Threat Offline, you can still get ready for the friends, but Pink Diamond Vince Carter's also in there for you guys that want to grind Triple Threat Offline. And then Triple Threat Online got an update. The second tier boards now have Amethyst Jimmy Butler, and the top board now, along with Phil Silas that you'll never see in your life, because I still haven't seen him yet, is a Pink Diamond Anthony Davis. So again, 2 more cards to not see. They also added these things called Halloween packs. Between Limited and then Triple Threat, I've gotten a bunch. Haven't pulled anything great. It's been a lot of Michael Porter Jr.'s, some like a gold contract and a gold player, or like a Cade Cunningham. A lot of like early Sapphire promos, and then a gold player, and then a gold contract. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on the content we got this week, and then obviously letting you guys know what's available this weekend. And like I said before, if you guys want more of these weekly updates, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and then if you want individual breakdowns on each card as we get them, they go out day of. Sometimes it's like an hour or so after. It just kind of depends on how long it takes to upload and edit and everything. But if you want that, go to the TikTok. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next episode of this next week. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.